Every time a Nigerian woman is shown being loved, pampered, or spoiled, there's always a Nigerian man on Twitter who is ready to drag her. Let's get right into this video. So, as the title already said, I'm going to be talking about the Asherkine Becky situation that happened much recently. Before I get into the story, I'd like to give a backstory into who Asherkine is. A lot of you people might know who Asherkine is. Asherkine is a philanthropist, a content creator, and basically a philanthropist, a content creator, and this generous guy that goes into the society. The kind of content it makes is a generous kind of content, like content where it gives money to people, take people shopping, grocery shopping, and whatnot. A lot of things, like it could literally walk up to you and give you money. A lot of people call him destiny helper. In fact, there was a time that I did a personal survey of myself. I walked up to people and asked them, who do you think, who is Asherkine to you? Like, use one word to describe Asherkine. I got words like, he's a destiny helper, he's a generous person, he's a philanthropist, and everything. There's this phrase I say, the day I go meet Asherkine for road, I no go leave him. That they make the comments a lot on his videos that it is me and Asherkine. That being said, it means that a lot of people believe that if I meet this guy, this dude, and I mean, luck has shined on me. So now that I've given a backstory on Asherkine, let's get right into what happened much recently. Asherkine, being the philanthropist and generous content creator that he is, decided to go out on a fateful day to make content, to like not even really make content, to do what he knows how to do best, being generous and coming to the aid of people, being a destiny helper. On this fateful day, he shows UNN, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Yeah, he went there and he met a girl. He approached her, spoke to her in the usual way, and asked her if she had a boyfriend. And this girl said no, she doesn't have a boyfriend. And then he like asked again, have you ever had a boyfriend? And she said no, I have never ever had a boyfriend. I don't know if I can't remember the question, but anyways, she said she has never had a boyfriend. And normally Ashaka would literally ask any girl this question that he meets on the road, and he wants to do, there's this kind of content that he does where he takes girls on dates, take her shopping, buy her diamond jewelries, like fly her literally back to Lagos, flex her, and then bring her back to her base. So normally Ashakai does not only do this, mind you, Ashakai does not only do this for women. He does the same kind of content for men. I've seen him do it for married people. Like I've seen him literally, it can be anybody. It can be anybody. But most times they focus on schools. And then for some reason, whenever he does this kind of content for women, let me not be faster than my shadow, it's a problem. Yeah, it is actually a problem. So on this fateful day, Ashakan took Becky shopping, flew her from Nsukka, that's Enugu, Nigeria, to Lagos, Nigeria, where did a lot of shopping. Like, guys, he bought a lot of things for her. Before he left Enugu, he had already taken her shopping to buy grocery and everything. Then he flew her down to Lagos to spoil her. Like a weekend, like this weekend, I'm going to spoil you. Moments after I dropped the video, a lot of guys were already in his post on Twitter screaming their heads out in the comment section, like, oh, why do you always have to do this for a woman? Oh, kiniko, kiniko, kiniko. They were already screaming their heads out. A moment after, a guy released some evidence claiming that he doesn't know why this girl said she doesn't have a boyfriend, that he is literally a boyfriend. He is literally a boyfriend. Like, they are dating, and he pays the girl's school fees. He did what's not for her mom, paid for her mom medical bills, I think around 470K. Like, literally put out proof out there to say that, oh, I'm dating this guy, and including one picture where he was apparently pecking Becky on the cheek, pecking her, and everybody was like, what's going on here? What's going on here? That was the beginning of the drags for Becky on Twitter. They started dragging her. Oh, just have money, you can have any girl you want, blah blah blah. You know, the normal narrative on Twitter by Nigerian men about Nigerian women. So they were dragging her. This girl came out and made a public statement that I don't know this person. I've never had a boyfriend. I don't know this person. I have no affiliation with this person. This person literally added me on Snapchat a while ago, and it was from Asherkine's video that he posted on Snapchat. That was how he added me up. And a lot of people was like, oh, it's a lie. There's a proof. Blah blah blah. And then students from Becky's school started coming to our defense, like, oh, Becky's not that kind of girl. She's not like that. Trust Nigerian men on Twitter to keep backing. We were backing, 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 backing. Even some people made up chats where they were chatting the guy. His name is Kenny. Chatting the guy to ask him, oh, they said your girlfriend denied you, blah, 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 and everything. And then after a while, when the guy found out that this is getting out of hand, he had to come outside to debunk it, to say, oh, I was lying, I made all that up. It was just cruise. Like, assassinating somebody's character was just cruise. And I got me thinking, like, every time Asherkine takes a girl out or does this kind of content, he does other kind of content, other kinds of content. Of course, he also have, like I mentioned, he also takes out men, take out men, married men, married. It can literally be anybody. Yeah, Asherkine literally flew all the way to a place in Kogi State, or I might be wrong, Kogi or Benue, one of those middle belt states, to drill a borehole for them. It can literally be anybody. But every time Asherkine does this kind of content and it's relating and it's for women, they always dig up something. Nigerian men on Twitter always try to like spoil it, ruin the moment. And I was just wondering, for what? Why? Why would you go that far? Are you that jobless? Like, why would you go that far as to assassinate somebody you don't even know character? You don't even know this person. You've never met this person. Like, are you that jobless? The comments were crazy, a clear proof. Talking about, oh, he will never do this for a guy. Mind you, he has done this for, like I said, he has done it for countless. I can't even count the number of men that he had done it. He would literally go and pick a guy, like a guy in anywhere, literally anywhere, a random guy, and then just spoil this guy. I've seen it happen so many times. I watch every single one of Asherkine's video, and I don't understand why it is always a problem when it's a woman's turn. Which kept me wondering, do Nigerian men really like Nigerian women? Do you guys even like us? Where is the hate coming from? It is always a constant pattern. I've seen patterns and patterns, especially on Twitter, where it's obvious that these men, they don't like us. They don't like Nigerian women. Very recently, I think this year, a lady posted the car she bought on Twitter, and Nigerian men on Twitter were literally crashing out. Like, ooh, it was definitely a man. How can you say you bought this yourself? Blah, 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 blah. They always come for women. Unprovoked. I mean, I understand if a woman misbehaves and they come for her. That's different. But unprovoked, they always come for women. Ayasta, Thames, like Nigerian celebrities. And the people who come for these women are men that they can't even, they can't even, they don't even see the back of these women. If you see, most of them, they are ghosts, literal ghosts on this platform, because they're not even confident to put their face out there, and they're trolls. I just, at one point, I just stood back. I tried to analyze it myself, and I found out that I can't analyze this alone. So I went to my OG. I have an OG, ChatGPT. I had to go to ChatGPT to ask ChatGPT, what is going on here? I went on the platform like ChatGPT. I put in the story. I told ChatGPT that I literally gave it data. Analyze this, and guys, when I tell you, when ChatGPT analyzed this, it made a lot of sense to me. Like, these are some of the things that I already know, mind you, but Reading it from ChatGPT helped me confirm it that I'm actually not delusional and I'm not imagining things. Yeah. I saw a tweet that made me like question, like, yeah, this is true. Why? She asked, why are men so triggered by his content, especially when it has to do with a woman? Why? Honestly, I can't wrap my head around it. Honestly, I can't. I had to go to the OG to ask the OG. Guy, you know everything. You literally the eyes of the internet to an extent. Yeah, of course, we know ChatGPT can be biased. But I need you to use your emotional intelligence and analyze this. I'm going to show all the questions I asked ChatGPT and its reply. Its replies, guys. You guys are going to be wowed. Of course, some of you are not going to be wowed because some of you already know the truth, but some of you are going to be wowed, really. Number one question that I asked ChatGPT was, after I put in the data, I said, analyze this. And why is there this repeated pattern of these men getting angry when they see a man spoiling a woman? It's not your money, oh, but why are you angry? Like, why are you angry? I mentioned about four things, but the key things that I want to outline, the three key things I want to outline is it's mentioned entitlement factor, misogyny disguised as morality, then fear of irrelevance, and all these things, they made sense to me, but then it did not still make a lot of sense to me because I had to ask the questions based on comments that I saw on the post. I said a lot of people feel to like think that these men are jealous of women, that these attacks stem from the place of jealousy. And then I asked ChatGPT, of course, I asked ChatGPT, and he said, yes, that it can stem from a place of jealousy. And I told it, and then it broke it down for me. It broke it down for me. I don't know if ChatGPT is a girl or it's an AI, so it's no gender. So if I am quoting different kind of gender, please take it as you see it. Do you understand? He said many Nigerian men are triggered when they see a Nigerian man doing something for a random Nigerian girl. They are triggered, they feel sidelined. And that seemed true because I saw comments on this post, despite the fact that Asherkine have literally done similar things for men. Despite the fact that he has done that, I saw comments saying, oh, if it was a man, you're going to ask them to jog 50 fufu for 300K. Do this one, do that one. But then that is another kind of content that Asherkine does. And I have seen girls compete on this type of content, like girls who do this kind of content on Asherkine's page. Mind you, like I said, I watch every single one of Asherkine videos. I repost every single one of Asherkine videos too. Do you get? So ChatGPT is not wrong. They feel sidelined when they see a pretty woman just receiving things, getting things. They feel jealous. That's number one. So it also spoke about the fact that this jealousy is not only of the girl, it's of the fact that easily she just got something. It's also the joy that she expresses when she gets this. It's the fact that she's getting something from a man without any conditions, like conditions. It's that fact. That is where that jealousy stems from. And it also said that if it was a man, they would have not been crashing out. They would have said, oh my God, he's so lucky, he's so blessed. Oh, thank you, Asha, whatever, whatever. But since it's a woman, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Another thing that he pointed out was the fact that men feel robbed of the fact or the notion that they are the prize because of content like this. They feel robbed because there's this new narrative that goes around, oh, men are the prize, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I'm not even dragging prize with anybody. It's not prize giving day. I don't know what's wrong with my lights. I'm not even dragging prize with anybody. It's not prize giving day. You can be the prize. I don't care. I don't bloody care. Me, I am the prize for myself. I'm not going to drag any prize with anybody. But I ChatGPT analyzed that some of these men were robbed because of content like this, they feel robbed of the fact that they are the prize. Another comments that I saw that offed me are comments like, oh, this lady would never ever be able to like date another man that is below this standard. Oh, why are you spoiling like that? You've increased the standard. She would literally, there's a way they put it. I'm going to put some of the content, I'm going to put some of the comments here. So they were literally of the notion that this guy is increasing the standard of this girl, and she will not be able to date another guy after this kind of experience. She will not be able to date another guy. Of course, I could not understand for the life of me why that is your problem, because it's not your girlfriend. It is not your girlfriend. But then again, I went on ChatGPT. Tell me, like, analyze this. Why do they have a problem? Why do they have a problem of like? Why do they have a problem with women increasing their standards? Why is that a problem? Why? And then my G came through like it would always with his analysis, its analysis, our analysis, whatever gender you are. I know you don't have a gender, but permit me. And it said, yes, that the opinion is valid as men feel threatened by the shift in expectation Asherkine is unintentionally causing by showing women that luxury, kindness, and soft life can be accessible even without romantic involvement. He is raising the bar for what women know they deserve. And this shakes up the old bare minimum script a lot of men are used to. He broke it down into three parts why this is a problem to men. He said number one, standard inflation. They think she's used to certain kind of treatment which impresses her, but now she wants flights and deal because of one random content creator, which makes them mad at what she now expects. The number two is the fear of rejection. The fear of rejection, this is going to blow your mind. But then I know somehow that this is true. This is what the problem is. But then ChatGPT confirming it shows me that I'm not crazy. I'm not mad. So it went. If more women now expect emotional intelligence, effort, generosity, or intentionality, a lot of men fear they won't meet that mark. So rather than level up, they attack the standard bearer, Asha, and the woman who benefits from it. Some people come here like Asha simp. Oh, I'll never be a simp. I'm an alpha male, blah blah blah, da 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 da. And the third breakdown was internalized scarcity mindset. Let's get right into what that means. They believe there's a limited supply of love, women, or admiration. So if a girl no longer sees them as her only option, it feels like they're losing something. Asha did not steal your bread. Asha kind did not steal your bread. I don't know why women have to defend this guy every time he does something like this. It's so crazy that women have to come out in quantum to defend him every time he does something like this. This makes a lot of sense. This makes a whole lot of sense. And I'm not saying that this is every Nigerian man on Twitter or every Nigerian man. No, I know that there are some Nigerian men who are actually reasonable. There were a lot of Nigerian men that were defending the girl, of course. Like, not everybody that is mad, but a lot of Nigerian men are mad. Not all of them, but a lot of them are mad. And meanwhile, ChatGPT thinks that women are just learning about their options and the fact that they deserve more than struggle love. As a man, if you're confident about your value, if you feel like the only value you have to give to a woman is money, then you're going to have a problem with this content. You're going to have a problem with this content. You're going to like you're going to have a, especially if you don't have that money to give, you're going to have a problem. So according to ChatGPT, it's also confirmed that it says that a man who isn't confident in his own value will always be threatened by another man doing better, especially if that man is getting public praise from it. Asherkine becomes a mirror of everything they aren't doing, and that's uncomfortable to face. So it's really not about generosity and social expectations. And a lot of men feel ill equipped for that shift. Yeah, this analysis is crazy, but it's the truth. I had one extra question to ask, and trust me, this is based on the comment I saw on Asha post. I asked ChatGPT that a lot of these men seem to think that there's no way Asha is going to do all this for the women and not sleep with them, which is funny because it does the same thing for men. It does the same thing for men. I wonder how they think these men repaid Asha. I wonder. I wonder how. So I asked ChatGPT that why is this? Why is this like a narrative that some of these women are definitely sleeping with Asherkine? And then he said again that yes, some men would assume this, and that this assumption was based on their personality. Like it's about them. That it's not about Asherkine or the lady. Again, it broke this down into three ugly truths as to why these men feel this way about the women who Asherkine has taken shopping or spoiled. The number one ugly truth that ChatGPT mentioned was transactional mindset. It said that it's come from the fact that some of these men have been trained to think that nothing, they cannot do anything for free for a woman, especially for a woman, that no man should do anything for free for a woman, or don't do anything for free for a woman, that even if a man does something for a woman, that she must have paid in kind. This is not because of Asherkine or the lady, that it is based on how they are trained, what they think and how they operate. They cannot do anything for a woman without expecting something in return. Automatically, if a man does something for a woman, she has definitely paid. She paid for it somehow. She did pay for it somehow. The second ugly truth is sexual projection. ChatGPT analyzed that some of these men, they would always want sex in return if they do anything for a woman. They always want sex in return. They are this kind of person that if I'm going to do this for you, you're going to give me sex and blah blah blah. And trust me, I know men that are like that. That is how they think. That is what they think. That's the way they reason. They say like, oh, if I'm going to do something for this, I know. Trust me, I know one. He used to be my colleague. He would never do anything for a woman except he's getting something in return from that woman, which is a twisted thing, a twisted way to think. So yeah, ChatGPT is actually very right and correct. Number three ugly truth is deep misogyny. And ChatGPT broke it down in this way. There's a built-in resentment towards women who are chosen, especially in public, so they try to devalue that woman's worth by tying her joy back to sex. A subtle way of saying she didn't deserve that, she must have earned it with her body. This projection plays out mostly on Twitter. Like I said, a little while ago, a lady bought a car, a Benz, and for the life of me, the men were crashing out, saying, "Oh, what are you doing that you can afford a Benz?" Mind you, this woman is an entrepreneur. She sells hair on Instagram. A lot of people underestimate the fact that women have money. Some women have money. They can't wrap their head around the fact that some women actually have money, especially if they have more money than they do. So yeah, they had to tell. They made comments like they made comment on that girl's post like, "Oh, when you're ready, you post the person that bought you the car." Yeah, it's a thing. Misogyny. It happens in Nigeria. Yeah, go on Twitter so you see it. Yeah, being that I'm still the amebo that I am, I told ChatGPT because I'm like analyzing comments by men. I'm not just making this up. I'm analyzing comments by men where they said, "Oh, if my girlfriend meets Asherkine and he does this for her, that she should forget about the relationship. The relationship are wasala." And I asked Asherkine, sorry, I asked ChatGPT, what's this about? Knowing fully well that there was no sexual transaction, like it was literally just Asherkine being Asherkine. It was literally just Asherkine being Asherkine. Would it have been okay if it was you, that a guy that Asherkine approached and does all this thing? Or let's just take it a little bit further. Would it have been okay if it was a woman, like an Asherkine, if it's Asherkine was a woman and you were the guy, and she took you out, spoiled you, and you know that the way it this is kind of content it makes. This is how it is. This is literally just Asherkine being Asherkine. There's no strings attached. Would you have would it have been crazy if your girlfriend had a problem with that? So I couldn't for the life of me understood why a lot of men would break up with their girlfriend knowing fully well that they didn't do nothing, they didn't do nada. They didn't do nada with Asherkine. It was just a harmless weekend getaway. Wicked, just an experience, yeah. So I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT broke it down for me. Again, I always ask ChatGPT most things, anyways. ChatGPT broke it down to number one: fear of exposure, where many men fear being compared, and that actions, gestures, and respect spotlight what their girlfriends and getting in their own relationships. So rather than reflect, they'd rather punish her. Two, possessiveness disguised as loyalty. Some men think loyalty means never entertaining anything good from another man, even if it is non romantic. So a girl receiving kindness, even in camera, in public, emphasis on public, is suddenly crossing a line. It's not about trust, it's about control. Three, insecurity masquerading as morality. They say, I'd rather break up with her because it's disrespectful, but deep down it's jealousy and a bruised ego. And that they shame women for receiving the care they can't give elsewhere. Number four, projection again. Some men believe they would cheat if roles were reversed. Guys, 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 this is like spot on. This is spot on. See, whether you like it or not, there are ladies that would never, no matter the amount of things that you do for them, if they don't want to sleep with you, they will not sleep with you. They will not sleep with you. They will not be like, okay, show off, show out. I'm not going to open my legs for you. And that's on period. But because of men being men, they can't fathom that. They can't wrap their heads around that. At the end of the day, this is about Asherkine. This isn't an Asherkine thing. It's not the girl a Becky thing. That's the girl he picked, like because he has picked random girls. Even when Asherkine picked a man and the man went home, and somehow, people ended up dragging Nigerian men on Twitter ended up dragging the man's ex-wife. It's crazy. It is really, really crazy. Not about that. Nigerian men just hate, not all of them, some of them, hate seeing Nigerian women happy, hate seeing Nigerian women cherished, hate seeing Nigerian women elevated, hate seeing Nigerian women being spoiled, being pampered. They hate that. And this brings me back to my question. Do Nigerian men even like Nigerian women? Because from what I'm saying, you guys are beating the allegation. Anyways, that's all for me today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am tired of begging you guys. I have been begging for years, for decades. Okay, my channel is not up to a decade. My channel is not up to a decade, but I've been begging for a long time. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free, free 99. You are not paying anything. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share this video. Comment your own opinion in the comment section. Engage. What do you think? What do you think? Do you really think Nigerian men hate Nigerian women? Because you guys aren't beating the allegations. It's looking like a tremendous no. I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Chiamaka, sign out.